Let's chat with Mr. Ravi Uppal about the extension of MIP on 66 products till the month of October, and of course the anti-dumping duty steps as well, which are being taken by the government. Mr. Uppal, good morning. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today. The government has now pruned down the list to only 66 products, and that should make you happy.
Well, you know, actually the last notification which came, it covered 173 items. Now, out of that, 107 items have been brought under the purview of anti-dumping duty, which covers basically hot rolled coils and plates. And the banned 66 items still continue to be under MIP. So the entire range of 173 items which were covered by the first notification are still covered either under anti-dumping duty or under the MIP. So it basically, the old policy continues.
And how many of these 66 products are there in your portfolio?
Well, 66, quite a few portfolio items out of this are covered by us, whether it's wire rod, TMT, the SAMIs. So quite a few products are covered. So we are pleased that the government has taken such a wise, decision at this point of time in the interest of the Indian steel industry, which has really suffered a lot in the last 2 years.
Mr. Uppal, so, good morning and thanks for joining in as well, of course. There is either anti-dumping or the MIP protection at least until October on almost all or most of the steel products. That is the much needed thing to come in as well. So, one, that should make you happy. Two, what's the stance do you think happens post October 4th, until which this MIP has been extended?
Well, I think that the government has the intention to give some kind of protection to Indian, steel industry against kind of dumping done by countries like China, Korea, and Japan. And I think some kind of protection will continue in the foreseeable future. My sense is that government in the long run would like to replace the MIP by anti-dumping measures. It's something which is, allowed by the WTO. We cannot continue indefinitely with the MIP. So we have to, convert this into a form of protection which is as per the WTO norms. United States, Europe, South America, everybody has resorted to anti-dumping measures wherever they deem necessary.
Having said that, so, and I agree with you. I mean, we can't continue these measures forever. But while these measures were on, did it help the steel sector on the ground? I mean, did you see a pickup?
Yes, certainly. Let me just explain this to you. The domestic industry per se, the domestic demand did not grow much in the first 4 months of this year. I would say it grew just by about 1 to 1.5%. But what really helped the domestic industry is that imports came down. In the first quarter of this year, this financial year, the imports came down by nearly 29%. And that basically meant that whatever domestic demand was being catered to by imports, it became available to the domestic producers. So effectively, the demand for domestic producers increased. Of course, it still leaves much to be desired that the domestic demand should grow. As the infrastructure grows and the core sector industries grow, the demand for steel must grow. Automotive is already doing well. So I think, I feel that post monsoon period, as we get into the business busy season, starting from October till about March, I reckon that the steel demand should grow between 4 to 5%. So added growth of domestic demand plus curbs on imports, both of them should translate into higher volumes for the domestic manufacturers.
Okay, Mr. Uppal, good luck chatting with you and good to have you on the show. Good luck for the near future as well. That's the word then coming in from JSPL's Ravi Uppal.